We can lay here on a mountain, me and you. Can you feel it? This is something new. I can see your heart's been broken.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Alexander lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, George Russell and Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Mick Schumacher and Lando Norris, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly and Ocon, Magnussen, Joe, Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll, Albon and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
This is the team's home race. We're all relying on you to impress today. Charles behind. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 2.8 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Happy with that performance. Well done.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Alexander increases their championship lead. It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Another team that excelled today were Williams, who make further progress up the table. With the sprint wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. Welcome once again to the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari. The clue's in the name. This is very much Ferrari home turf, and the locals will be out in force today to support their team in what we hope will be a magnificent spectacle of motorsport. On then to the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. 3.1 miles of track at Imola featuring 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Remember that Imola differs from most other Formula One tracks as it's taken anti-clockwise. Let's hope nobody forgets that today. The exit from turn 18 will probably be the setup for many of today's overtakes, leading as it does into the longest straight on the circuit and its only DRS zone. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Alexander lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Valtteri Bottas and Fernando Alonso, Norris, Hamilton, Mick Schumacher and Esteban Ocon, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Pierre Gasly and Perez. They've taken a grid penalty. Magnussen, Albon, Guan Yu Zhou and Lance Stroll. Latifi and Sebastian Vettel starts from the back of the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, after the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going. Gap is less than a second. They're on fresh soft. Bottas is behind you. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh soft. Okay, so gap to the leader is 2.0 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 4 laps remaining. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. seconds. They're on fresh softs. The last lap. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Gap ahead is 2.1 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Russell behind. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh softs. Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap.
That our Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix winners can be justifiably proud of. And I'm sure there'll be celebrations tonight. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance in today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Well, it wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Alexander. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula 1.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One, so be sure to join us for the next one.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select, as while you will receive acclaim for beating them, you'll lose acclaim if you fail to do so.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
I've had a chat with the R&D. Okay, give us some good, consistent laps, please. We're looking for good data that we can work into a race strategy. Exactly what we asked for. Keep it up. So far, we're getting great data. Stay focused. what we asked for. Keep it up. Understood. Stopping this lap. Car repairs have set us back a little. This test is all about tyre management. Try to control the slick through each corner and take extra care putting the power down at the apex. programme, final lap of the programme. Well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers. We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top three. Alexander, Verstappen and George Russell. And if today's practice is any...
Okay, I hope you're sitting comfortably in there, mate. We've got a sensor issue and we're going to be stuck in here for a while as we try and fix it.
qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Alexander, Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then. Formula One has arrived in the Sunshine State for spectacular sunsets, gentle breezes, warm waters, and for what will be a fantastic race day here at the Miami International Autodrome. With great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long, and expected average speeds of 138 miles an hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Alexander lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Hamilton, Sergio Perez and Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Tsunoda, Gasly and Valtteri Bottas, Magnussen, Verstappen, Lando Norris and Mick Schumacher, Ricciardo, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Alex Albon, Joe and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to power unit component changes. It's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Okay, now that we've got some good points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish. Charles is behind you now. Our gap behind is 2.6 seconds. They're on fresh soft. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 4 laps remaining. Front wing is going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Gap to your teammate behind is 4.1 seconds. penalty. Be careful.
A truly magnificent win here at the Miami International Autodrome. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again. After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Alexander increases their championship lead. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.